Today I'm continuing of advanced surveying instrument. So this is the part 2 video. Okay. So in previous class we learned principle of idiom, total station, next GPS and GIS. So today we will continue of GIS topics. Okay. So we will learn today US and application of GIS in civil engineering. Okay. So first US and application is environmental fields or environmental planning. So that is the first US in GIS. Next hydrology, next surveying such as land information. Next geology, next archaeology, next military applications, next transport planning, next local municipal authorities, public utilities, next business applications such as market research survey, next emergency relief such as earthquake, fire, next floods, etc. Next computer cartography. Next finally we are used infrastructures and utilities. So these are the uses and applications of GIS in civil engineering. Okay, next topic is photogrammetry or photogrammetric surveying. So first we will see definition. So it is defined as art of obtaining measurements from photographs for determination of geometric aspects such as size, distance, angles and coordinates of the objects photographed. So I will show in figure. See, so this is a helicopter. At bottom of helicopter we are fixing an photograph. Okay, from photograph we are making a survey. Okay, of geographical. Okay, for that we are making from we are uh, we are determining size of the location. Next distance, next angles, these are the angles we are okay we are determining, and coordinates also we are determining with the help of this photogrammetric. So this is the definition of this is the definition of photogrammetry. So once again it is defined as art of obtaining measurements from photographs for determination of geometric aspects such as size, distance, angles, coordinates of the objects photographed. This principle of photogrammetry is the principle of photogrammetry is similar to the plane table survey, except that most of the work in the plane table survey is done in the field, but in case of photogrammetry it is done in the office. Next, so once again I am repeating principle of photogrammetry. The principle of photogrammetry is similar to the plane table survey, except that most of the work in plane table survey is done in the field, but in case of photogrammetry it is done in office. Next photograph. The principle of photograph is used as a fixed station in a plane table survey, and rays are drawn to get points of intersection. Okay, so I will show in picture here. So this is the picture, see here. So here the principle of photograph is used as a fixed station in plane table survey. Okay, a rays are drawn, these are the rays are, so these are the rays we are sending towards object to get the point of intersection. So we will discuss briefly in the next topic. Okay, next types of photogrammetry or photographs. There are two types here. uh, terrestrial photogrammetry or terrestrial photograph, aerial photography. Second one, next aerial photography or aerial photograph. In aerial photograph we will learn vertical photograph, oblique. Next third one, convergent photograph. Next tri trimetrogen photograph. Okay, so we will see detailedly in next page. First one, terrestrial photograph. So definition is the principle which taken the photograph which are taken with the photo theodolite from camera station on the ground, keeping the axis of camera horizontal or nearly horizontal. Okay, so I will show in figure. So these are the terrestrial photograph. Okay, so first, before this topic, so this is the photograph photo theodolite. So this is the this instrument is a photo theodolite, not electronic theodolite. This is a photo theodolite. Okay, so topic is terrestrial photograph. The photograph which are taken with the photo theodolite. This is the photo theodolite. So these are the photo theodolite from camera station on the ground, keeping the axis of camera is horizontal. Keeping the axis of camera is horizontal. We are fixing the camera in theodolite. Okay, is or nearly horizontal. Okay, so the rays of the continue. So rays passing from photograph theodolite to object is nearly or equal to horizontal. So it should be, so rays are from photo theodolite to and this object. Okay, so rays should be in horizontal direction, horizontal ways, saying here. So next topic here. Next, aerial photogrammetry or aerial photograph. Okay, the photograph which are taken from camera station in the air with the axis of camera vertical or nearly vertical oblique. Okay, so I will show in figure. So this is the vertical axis. So vertical photograph. So a photograph which are taken from camera, okay, station. So here camera is fixing here, fixing the camera in aircraft. Okay, so the axis of the camera, okay, should be vertical, saying here vertical or nearly vertical. So in previous topic terrestrial we are seeing, okay, the axis of camera is horizontal rays. In this horizontal rays we are seeing terrestrial. Okay, in this we are seeing vertical rays. So this is a vertical rays. Next, so aerial photograph are further classified: vertical photograph, oblique photograph, convergent photograph. Next, trimetrogen photograph. So vertical photograph, just now we have seen the photograph which are taken from camera station in air with the axis of camera is vertical. Okay, it's called vertical photograph. Next, oblique. Okay, the photograph from here taken from air with the axis of camera tilted from the vertical is called oblique. These are further divided, classified: low oblique photograph and high oblique photograph. Okay, So we will see in figure. So here the axis of axis of the camera in vertical, but here axis of camera tilted from vertical. Okay, so that is the oblique. Okay, so vertical indicates 90 degrees, oblique indicates other than 90 degrees. Okay, not perpendicular. So that is the oblique. So in oblique we are seeing, okay, first one. So low oblique photograph, it covers only relative small area. An oblique photograph which does not show origin is called low oblique photograph. High oblique photograph, it covers a very large area and photograph sufficiently tilt to show origin is called high oblique photograph. Convergent photograph, the low oblique photograph taken with two cameras exposed simultaneously at successive station with their axis tilted at a fixed inclination from the vertical in the direction of the line of flight is called convergent. Okay, photograph I will show in figure here. So in I oblique, so in oblique we are seeing it covers very large area. Okay, in high oblique, and in low oblique it covers only small area. Okay, next in convergent we will see here two. So see here, convergent definition is the low oblique photograph taken with two cameras. So this helicopter fixing when camera at bottom of, okay, bottom of helicopter, two cameras is fixing, exposed simultaneously, it will expose simultaneously at successive exposure stations with their axis tilted at a fixed inclination from the vertical in the direction of line of flight. Okay, simultaneously we are taking an photographs with, of the same object. So vertical is tilted, so camera tilted from vertical, so that is the inclined position will get to. So two cameras is fitted in two helicopters at bottom, so simultaneously it will take, okay, to the object photo. So the camera axis, okay, axis of camera should be in inclination fitted. Next, trimetrogen. It is a combination of vertical photograph and low oblique photograph exposed simultaneously from the air station from two cameras. So it is a combination of vertical. So it is a combination of vertical and low oblique photograph exposed simultaneously from air station to form, okay, air station from two cameras. So these are the figures. So this is a aerial photograph. In helicopter we are fixing then camera, so taking So this is helicopter fixing an okay camera here. So this is a aerial photograph or aerial survey. So this camera axis passing to the object to get the size, distance and angles and coordinates will get through this aerial photograph. So in aerial photograph we seen okay terrestrial vertical photograph we have seen, convergent photograph we have seen, next to oblique photograph we have seen. Okay, so these are taken from from air. So terrestrial is indicates only from 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 ground we are taking. So it is taken from ground, it is taken from, so it is taken from ground, it is taken from aerial. So that's why it indicates aerial photograph, that it is indicates terrestrial photograph. Okay, so we will see next topic here, remote sensing. So it is defined as science and art of collecting information about object from distance without being in physical contact with them. So see, it is defined as a science and art of collecting information about objects from distance without being in physical contact with them. So related geographical information, related information is collected satellite without contact any. So by rays or by signals we are taking the geographical information, okay, and collecting the informations. Next, remote sensing types are two types: active remote sensing, next to passive remote sensing. So in active we will see here, so radar, radio detective and ranging, and sonar, sound navigation ranging are the most commonly used active remote sensor. Okay, the sensor uses its own source of electromagnetic which is transmitted towards the earth. The emission intersect with the earth, producing a back sector of energy. The signal returned to the radar receiver are called radar reflector. It is recorded by the remote sensor receiver. So once again I will explain here detailedly. So this is the radar. So this is an earth. Okay, this is the electromagnetic rays is passing. So first radio, so radar and sonar are the most commonly used active remote sensor. The sensor uses its own source of electromagnetic energy. So these are the radar or sonar. Okay, it uses own source of electromagnetic energy which is transmitted towards the earth. So electromagnetic rays is transmitted towards the earth. Okay, so electromagnetic rays are transmitted towards the earth, and emission intersect with the earth, producing the back sector of energy. The signal is returned back to the radar or receiver. It's called radar reflectivity. So see here, the sonar uses its own source of electromagnetic, these are sonar. Okay, so this is transmitted uh, electromagnetic rays. towards earth, the emission intersect with the earth and producing back sector. The back sector, this is the back sector of energy. The signal returned to the radar receiver is called radar reflectory. It is recorded by remote sensor receivers. Next topic. So passive remote sensor sensing uses the sun as a source of electromagnetic energy. Okay. So here, passive remote sensing uses the sun as a source of electromagnetic energy. The energy is naturally radiated and reflected from the object. Okay. So the here so in passive we will see here, so this sun, so this is the sun, okay, as a source of electromagnetic energy, the energy which is naturally radiated or reflected, okay, to the from the object of the earth, and this rays is after reflecting it returns to the sonar radiated. Okay, this is a passive, these are not directly taken as a indirectly. So once again I'm repeating, passive remote sensing uses as a sun as a source of electromagnetic energy, the energy which is naturally radiated or reflected from the object of the earth. Next to topic is wave pattern. Definition is, a wave is the traveling along the x-axis with velocity of light. So wave is traveling in a x direction, traveling along a, the wave is traveling along a x-axis uh, with a velocity of light. This is the velocity of lights. Okay, so gamma is the wavelength. Actually, gamma equal to c by f. C is the velocity, f is the frequency in hertz. Okay, next distomat. So distomat principle. So it is the most precise and moderate to modern idiom. So an instrument which calibrates computer and display the distance. So it is the, okay, precise and modern idiom instrument which calibrates computer and display distance. So it will measures only distance. Okay, so compared to idioms, so it is a very precise instrument which calibrates computers and display the distance easily and accurately as compared to idiom. Okay, next in this, distomat is registered trade name used by Weil Harburg for their electromagnetic distance measurements instrument. Two distomats are used when at each station. One is called master distomat, which sets the signals, and other is called remote distomat, which receive the monitor reflector back signals. So EDM measurement distance up to 100 kilometer, but in distomat measure distance up to 20 to 150 kilometers. Okay, so these are the two stations. The distomat are used at one station. Okay, there are two stations here. These distomats are used at one station. One is called master distomat, okay, which sets the signals, and other is remote distomats which receives the and monitor and reflects back the signals. So one station is known as master distomat, other is known as remote distomat. It sends the signals and it reflects the signals to back. So in between two station we measure distance. Okay. So EDM measures distance up to 100 kilometers, but in Distomat we measure 20 to 150 kilometers. Okay. So up to now we are learned. So in previous we are learned. So principle of EDM, use of EDM, next to methods of measuring distance, next to principle and use of electronic tube light we have learned. Next to total station, use of total station, application of total station, advantage and disadvantage of total station we have learned. Next to GPS principle, importance of receivers we have learned. Use and application of GPS we have learned. GPS receiver diagram we have learned. Next JS definition, data source, types of JS we have learned. Okay. Next components of JS we learned. Is US and application of JS in civil engineering we learned. Next finally photogrammetry, definition principle, photograph principle we have learned, types of photography we have learned. So these are the diagrams. Next okay. So remote sensing, definition of remote sensing we learned. In that two types of sensing we have learned, active remote sensing and passive remote sensing we learned. Next passive is completed. Next wave pattern we learned. Finally we learned distomat. Okay, so distomat measures the distance up to 20 meters to 150, but EDM measures only 100 kilometers. So thank you to all.